Camping in Moab, Utah will put you right in the middle of some of the most spectacular scenery in the country. You'll be surrounded by mountains, canyons, rivers, and slick rock as far as the eye can see. You'll find a ton of things to do when you're camping in Moab, Utah. You can go rafting on the Colorado River, take a Hummer safari to a remote spot to watch the sunset, do some canyoneering, go hiking, or even ride the Moab zip line. So keep watching to find out where to camp right in the town of Moab. Arches National Park, Devil's Garden Campground. Arches National Park offers some amazing scenery, and the Devil's Garden Campground is the only camping spot in the park. Devil's Garden offers excellent campsites with generous space between them to provide privacy. Most of the sites are set around large formations of rock, with the odd pinyon pine and juniper offering some protection from the elements. We recommend trying to get campsites 18, 20, 21, 23, or 24 if they're available. They have some of the most spectacular views you'll find when camping in Moab, with panoramic views of the mountains. Just be warned, they offer a little less shelter from the wind and sun than some of the other sites in Devil's Garden. In the peak camping season, from March 1st to October 31st, getting one of the 50 campsites can be challenging, so reserve your spot well ahead of your arrival. In camping season, you can reserve a site up to 180 days in advance. From November to February, the sites are first come, first serve. Keep in mind, it can get chilly in Devil's Garden. It's an elevation of more than 5,000 feet, so things really cool down at night, especially in the spring and fall. Dead Horse Point State Park, Kayenta Campground. The Kayenta Campground in Dead Horse State Park offers 21 well-spaced sites. The campsites are various sizes and allow both RVs and tents. The campground provides shade structures, tent pads, fire rings, and picnic tables. It also has electrical hookups and flush toilets. You can reserve a spot in Kayenta up to 4 months in advance, and the campground accepts reservations year-round. If hiking is your thing, Kayenta is a good option. Both the West Rim and East Rim trails leave from the camping area. Canyonlands National Park, Island in the Sky District, Willow Flats Campground. Willow Flats is the lone campground in the Island in the Sky District of Canyonlands National Park. It doesn't accept reservations, so the sites are all first come, first served. The campsites in Willow Flats don't offer much in the way of views, but it's close to the Green River Overlook. A short stroll gets you to the lookout, where you'll find sweeping views of the canyon and sheer cliffs in the distance. You'll also find a large group fire ring next to the lookout. Willow Flats' campsites are well spaced and have a lot of trees. Those are fairly small though, so they don't offer a lot of shade. There's a picnic table with a shelter in each site if you want to get out of the elements. Willow Flats accommodates tents or RVs up to 28 feet. The sites have paved parking pads and lots of room for tents. There are only 12 sites in the campground, so it can be challenging to get a spot in the busy season. Arrive early if you don't want to be disappointed. Canyonlands National Park, the Needles District, Squaw Flat Campground. Squaw Flat is divided into campgrounds A and B, which have 26 campsites between them. The best sites are in Campground A, which is the larger of the two. You'll find the sites are well spaced, with views looking out over the surrounding landscape. Campground B doesn't offer the same views, but its sites are also well spaced. It's set around some large rock formations, so there are still some interesting things to see. Campground B accepts reservations during peak camping season, but Campground A is first come, first served. Both sites accommodate tents or up to 28-foot RVs. If you're planning to hike in the Needles area, Squaw Flat is the ideal campground to use as a home base. It connects with many hiking trails long enough to spend the whole day on. If you plan on hiking several of them, you can save a lot of driving time to get back and forth from Moab by camping in Squaw Flat. Sand Flats Recreation Area. If you prefer to experience your backcountry adventures from a vehicle rather than on foot, Sand Flats Recreation Area is the ideal spot. This is where you'll find the famous Slickrock Mountain Bike Trail, and if you go a little further up the road, you're in a playground for dirt bikes, ATVs, and Jeeps. You'll find 9 small campgrounds that support tents and RVs along the road. Between all the campgrounds, there are 120 sites available. If you're going to be RV camping, keep in mind there are only 30 sites that support them. The sites can't be reserved, so they fill up on a first-come, first-served basis. In peak camping season, the weekends are usually full by Thursday night. All the campgrounds have fire rings, picnic tables, and vault toilets. Camping along the Colorado River. As you head east from Moab on Highway 128, you'll find a series of campgrounds alongside the Colorado River. In this area, the river flows through sheer cliff walls that make for some impressive views. The highway runs along the south side of the river, and campsites are all beside the road. These campgrounds are all operated by the BLM, Bureau of Land Management, on a first-come, first-served basis. There's an overnight camping fee, and all sites have toilets. If you're interested in water sports like canoeing, rafting, or kayaking, the sites along the river are perfect. You'll also find the trailhead for the Negro Bill Canyon in this area. The campsites start about 2 miles east of Moab and are scattered along the road for more than 20 miles. You'll find the closest spots tend to fill up first, so if you're arriving late, head to one of the sites a little further along the road. Needles Overlook area. The Needles Overlook is a little south of the town of Moab. You'll find the turnoff between the town and the road that leads to the Needles district in Canyonlands National Park. Watch for the highway sign marking the turnoff. The road to the Overlook splits before you get there. The gravel road leads to the Anticline Overlook, and the main road continues to the Needles Overlook. Both lookouts offer spectacular views, and being 20 minutes or more off the main highway means they don't get as much traffic as the main part of the park. If you take the gravel road to Anticline Overlook, you'll find the Hatch Point Campground along the way. This is a BLM-operated campground with a flush toilet and 10 campsites. If you continue along the main road to the Needles Overlook, you'll see several spots that appear to be campsites a few minutes before reaching the lookout. The stone fire pits and open space are in tempting cliffside spots, but be forewarned, they're undesignated campsites. This isn't a BLM-operated campground. Horsethief, Cowboy, and Lone Mesa campgrounds. If you're heading into the Islands in the Sky district of Canyonlands National Park, you'll find 3 BLM-operated campgrounds along the way: Horsethief, Cowboy, and Lone Mesa. Horsethief is the biggest of the 3. It accommodates tents and RVs and is close to some of the area's popular mountain bike trails. You'll also find several walking trails that leave from this campground. Cowboy Campground is the smallest of the 3, with 7 campsites that only accommodate tents. It's a quiet spot with some nice views of the surrounding area, but not much shelter from the elements. Lone Mesa is a group campground and is one of the only BLM campsites that takes reservations. You can still show up and get a spot if the site isn't fully booked, though. There's a group schedule posted at the campground's entrance, and if there's space available, you can set up camp. Camping in the town of Moab. The campgrounds we've covered so far are all close to Moab, but a little outside the town. Moab itself has several RV campgrounds, both within walking distance of the main street and a short drive from the main part of town. It isn't very big, but since most RV campers are pretty self-sufficient, you probably don't need to be close to restaurants and shops. All the RV campsites in town are quite good. Your choice of campground will likely come down to which site has spots available when you're in town. We recommend reserving your spot ahead of time, particularly if you'll be in town in the peak season. Now it's time to hear from you. What's your favorite spot for camping in Moab, Utah? Let us know in the comments section below. And before you go, make sure you give this video a like and subscribe to Viewcation if you haven't already. Click the bell icon to stay updated on all our latest content.